Finished the last set with a story of a transformation that was wrought for love. And we'll finish this one with the tale of a transformation that was wrought by love. On a cold, cold winter's night, dark, by the firesides of crofts up and down the coast of Scotland, tales are told of long ago, of the magic and the mystery of the oceans, and of strange beings that are sometimes glimpsed in the moonlight. Such a tale is told of three brothers, who one dark evening, as the moon was high, but the sea was calm, set out in their rowboat, fishing. But as they went round an outcrop, they heard and saw on the shore a group of figures that in the moonlight they could just make out, a group of girls, young women. And they were dancing and playing and laughing and singing. Such women they had never seen. Dark olive skin, smooth silken dark hair, and deep soft eyes. And so they crept closer. And one of them, the youngest brother, Codron, saw. He had noticed, and never noticed anyone so beautiful. Her voice, her laughter rang in his ears. But the elder brother said, come with me. And staying hidden, crept behind the dunes until they found a pile of skins. Just as I thought, said the elder brother. These are Selkies, seal people, who take off their skins to be as people, humans, on land, but don those skins again to return to the sea in seal form. If we each take one of these seal skins, the Selkie that it belongs to will be forced to remain with us and be our brides. And he took one of the skins and reached down, took another two, and handed one to his middle brother and one to the youngest. By this time, the girls had stopped playing and they came up and took their skins while the lads were still hiding. One by one, they picked up their skin, they donned it, they went to the edge of the shore and they slipped into the ocean with barely a ripple, until there were just three girls left. And when there were just the three, the eldest brother stood up and said, I have your skin. And because I have this skin, you must stay here and be my Selkie bride. And one of the girls stepped up towards him and she knelt down in front of him and said, it is true. Because you are holding my skin, I must be your bride. And he took her hand and they went off together. The same for the second brother, held up the skin. One of the Selkie women came up, knelt down in front of him. He took her hand and they went off together. And left the one Selkie girl was the one that Codron had noticed. And he looked at her and he said, is this your skin? And she knelt down in front of him, but he took her hand and raised her up and said, come, be my bride. He kissed her hand and said, for my love for you will be deeper than all of the oceans in the world. Some months passed. The brothers lived with their Selkie brides. But they became fearful, the eldest brother particularly, that the women would find their Selkie skins and leave them. And so he persuaded the other brothers that they should all hide these skins so that they'd never be found. Well, Codron had taken his skin and he left his house thinking to find somewhere that he could hide that skin, that nobody would ever find it. But as he was walking along the shore looking for a suitable place to hide this skin, he spotted his Selkie bride sat on the shore, gazing out into the sea. And as she gazed out into the sea, she looked so sad. He stopped and he watched. And she started to sing. And this is the song that she sang.
Thought you had all the answers to rest your heart upon. Something happens, don't see it coming. No, you can't stop yourself. Now you're out there swimming in the deep, in the deep. Life keeps tumbling your heart in circles till you let go, till you shed your pride and you climb to heaven, and you throw yourself. Now you're out there spinning in the deep, in the deep. Now you're out there spinning. Now you're out there spinning in the deep, in the deep. And the silence, all your secrets will raise a worry hand. You can pin yourself back together to you thought you loved. Now you're out there living in the deep, in the deep. Now you're out there swimming. Now you're out there spinning. Now you're out there living in the deep, in the deep, in the deep.
What is that song? He asked. And why are you so sad? She said, my heart belongs to the ocean. I know you're a good man, and I know that you would never hurt me. But she told him of her life before she had met him, of her life in the oceans where she would swim with her brothers and sisters. She told him of the great blue whales, like mountains, like singing mountains that would leap high from the ocean and come crashing down and send waves for thousands of yards. She told him of the ice palaces of the north, where with her brothers and sisters they would swim and play through tunnels. She told him of the magic and the mysteries of the oceans. And as she spoke to him, as she told him of all of these things, he could see her free, he could see her freedom, and as he did so, his heart broke for what he had done to her. And without a thought, he took the skin in his hand and he gave it to her. Without a word, she took it from him, turned and walked down to the shore. With barely a ripple, she slipped into the ocean and disappeared. Months passed, but every night Codron could be found sat by the side of the ocean, gazing out to sea. He had come to bitterly regret ever finding those Selkie skins, as had they all, for the other two brothers too had lost their Selkie brides. One, the eldest, his bride had found her skin, as he had feared, and just left at night. The other became so frightened of losing his wife after this that he took the skin and attempted to throw it into a bonfire, but when she saw what was happening, she leapt after it and perished in the flames. And so, night after night, Codron sat there, gazing out at the ocean. Codron, he heard a voice, and turned, and there, sat beside him, was his Selkie bride, gazing at him with her deep, soft eyes. She said, "Codron, I have been watching you as I've been swimming in the sea every night, and I have been missing you." She said, "I belong to the sea, and I will always be of the sea, but every ninth night I can return here and be your Selkie bride." And with that, she reached out and she took his hand, and they stood up and they walked down to the ocean's edge, and with barely a ripple they slipped into the sea. Now some folk, they say that he turned into a Selkie, and to this day is swimming the oceans, swimming the tunnels of the ice palaces of the north. Others say that she became a human woman and lived out their lives in his croft together. But still other folk say and speak of seeing strange dark children with dark olive skin and smooth silken hair and deep soft eyes glimpsed occasionally by the seashore in the moonlight.